I get that question as much as almost any question. Do you think that we have aliens coming, flying around or whatever?
What do you think?
There's no reason not to. I mean, there's no reason not to think that Mars and all these planets don't have life, because
Mars, we've had probes there and rovers, and I don't think there's any life there.
Well, maybe it's life that we don't know about.
I wouldn't even probably finish the oath. I would run to the White House. I demand to see all the classified files on the UFOs. Because I want to know. I'd want to know what has been going on. Did you do that?
Sort of.
Sort of.
So first I had people go look at the records on Area 51 to make sure there was no alien down there. And people thought that because everybody who works there has to stop about an hour away and put on special clothing and then drive in and out. And that's because a lot of our stealth technology is made there. We know that now, but there are no aliens there.
If you saw that there were aliens there, would you tell us?
Yeah.
You would? Now that this has been verified by the Pentagon, would you be surprised if we were visited by creatures from another planet?
Yeah.
You would be
Wouldn't
surprised.
you be?
Well, yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I haven't seen anything, and I think it's interesting that you said you'd be surprised, because if you've seen evidence, so you're saying there is no evidence. President Clinton told me that if he had seen evidence, he would tell everyone that he'd seen it. Do you feel the same way?
No.
No, you wouldn't. You don't think we can handle it?
No, I'm afraid. I'm afraid it might spin you into orbit.
Okay, all right.
Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in, what is it?
Area 51?
Area 51. There's no underground facility, unless there's this enormous conspiracy, and they hid it from the President of the United States.
Aliens are real.
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. He made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it. I never talk about it. A lot of people do. A lot of people believe it. Do you believe it, Peter?
The president can declassify anything that he wants to, so if you want to make an announcement.
I may get him out of trouble by declassifying.
We know illegal aliens are real.
Yeah, illegal. Only illegals.
Let's bring up the alien, UFO, UAP shit. Is that a PSYOP? Do you think that's a PSYOP?
I think...
Is that building a PSYOP? I mean, we've heard about Project Bluebeam. I think that's the false flag alien invasion that's supposedly coming. I'm not fucking throwing it out there like it's some crazy conspiracy idea, because at this point I'm like, shit, probably.
Yeah, it would just make sense. Like when the New Jersey drones were happening, I think right before the election or whenever that was. We are in the middle of a PSYOP. But it's not the craft. I'm not sitting here saying like these little Tic Tacs and all that stuff are a bunch of PSYOPs. The response to it, I think, is a PSYOP. And so, yeah, I think the public perception management, which is the first step of PSYOPs, if you remember, is perception and then context, right? That we're managing the way that our perception of the UFO, UAP thing is being managed is absolutely a PSYOP.
So they are creating the perception.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
I mean, what do you think about all the, the stuff that hits the news with these gravitic propulsion systems and things going in the water and coming out and all these sightings? What do you think? I love talking.
If you would have looked at the A-12 or what became the SR-71, right, in the 1960s, what would you have chalked it up as? Because I would have said, like, holy shit, there's aliens. Like, what is this thing? It's going Mach 3. It looks like this thing we've never, ever seen. What's happening? And what you realize is, like, that actually isn't aliens. That was humans, right? That was Skunkworks and Kelly Johnson that built that. And it was physics that dictated that design. What we haven't looked at is, like, well, what are governments, and I don't even mean our government, right? This could be China, this could be Russia, this could be us, this could be any developing nation that's pushing the envelope. Like, we're all focused on air. I don't think air matters anymore. We've seen satellites kind of dominate our ability to get data. We don't really need reconnaissance aircraft anymore. What is the government building in the oceans? What are they building that goes in and out of the oceans? Like, are these just man-made objects that are classified and we don't have access to?
And in retrospect, I'm looking at this guy, and he's down here with bare feet and dirty and just raggy hair and his beard. And so basically, you see me, I have all the best equipment. The lasers, the NOGs, the night vision, all the stuff, and I'm using some terminology that put night vision and lasers in the gun, and it's totally prepped out my body armor, and we have our radios on the sides with the antennas and all that stuff. So if you look at me with this green glow in there, and there's all this tech and there's lasers and all this stuff, I'm like an alien being, I'm looking very high tech and very alien looking. And the guy's just getting up and he sees it, and he's reaching up and he's got his AK, starts coming up at me, but I'm already off safe and I'm figuring I'm going. It was a split second. So it was alien versus caveman. And I was sitting there for about whatever seconds it took me walking towards this caveman as an alien. Different language, different religion, different culture, different everything. Super high tech, and this guy with dirt.
We kind of knew, and they started yelling at us. They were like, you're not supposed to fucking be here. What the fuck are you guys doing here? Who the fuck are you with? So they knew they were using the kind of lingo that we were using too, especially in the military. So it made me think that as some
more secure for you and your children. I couldn't help at one point in my discussions privately with General Secretary Gorbachev, when you stop to think that we're all God's children wherever we may live in the world, I couldn't help but say to him, just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe, we'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together.
With antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us?
Damn, killer. It's so good.
What if humanity has been interpreting a psychological mirror as a literal event this entire time? What if the obsession with beings from the sky was never only about the sky, but about redirecting attention away from what was happening on the ground? The deeper you move through the timeline, the stranger the architecture becomes. Not because any single event proves anything on its own, but because certain symbols, words, and emotional patterns seem to repeat with unnerving precision across decades, governments, entertainment systems, media narratives, and public fears. Imagine the possibility that disclosure was never designed to reveal what was above humanity, but to conceal what was happening beneath it. The word alien itself already carries a double meaning, so psychologically loaded that it almost feels engineered. An alien is a being from another world. An alien is also a foreign human crossing borders into unfamiliar territory. In both uses, the emotional structure is identical. Fear of the unknown, fear of infiltration, fear of outsiders, fear of something entering a system that cannot fully identify, track, or control it. Long before UFO culture exploded, the word already existed inside legal systems and immigration language. Then, almost suddenly, public attention shifted upward. The alien moved from the border to the heavens. The emotional response stayed the same. Now look carefully at the late 1940s. World War II ends and Europe enters one of the largest displacement crises in human history. Tens of millions of displaced persons move across collapsing borders without documentation, without homes, without certainty, and among them are separated children, orphans, refugees, and missing identities on a scale almost impossible to comprehend. Simultaneously, the United States quietly imports former Nazi scientists through Operation Paperclip, often under altered records and classified arrangements. In 1947, the Roswell incident erupts into public consciousness. The same year, the National Security Act restructures American intelligence. The same year, the Central Intelligence Agency is formed. The same year, social security systems further formalize numerical identity tied to human existence. And right in the middle of that transition, the modern UFO mythology ignites. Abductions, missing time, recovered bodies, secret facilities, underground operations, classified investigations, disappearances, probes, biological examinations. These phrases become embedded into public imagination through extraterrestrial narratives. At the exact same historical moment, governments are reorganizing surveillance, intelligence, identity systems, and post-war human movement. The unsettling question is not whether UFOs are real or fake. The unsettling question is why the language surrounding UFO mythology mirrors the language surrounding human trafficking, missing persons, covert transport systems, and hidden operations with such eerie precision. And then there is the entertainment industry itself. The word Hollywood has long inspired symbolic interpretations connected to the Hollywood, the ritual wands and ceremonial magic made of wood from the holly tree. Whether literal or metaphorical, the entertainment industry undeniably operates through illusion, emotional manipulation, archetypes, symbols, and controlled perception. Just 1 year before Roswell, Jack Parsons created NASA. He was a pioneering rocket scientist and chemist. Parsons participated in rituals alongside L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology, under the influence of their mentor, occultist Aleister Crowley. Crowley believed humanity was entering a new age centered around individual will, symbolic transformation, and psychological liberation. To some observers, we are living in those exact times, and the three of them created something that is still in use to this day. By embedding esoteric truths into movies and music, Hollywood utilizes a revelation of the method, a process of hiding the truth in plain sight to absolve themselves of karmic retribution through your silent, entertained consent. When you turn on a television, you are participating in a television ritual, sitting before a program designed to program your subconscious mind. This massive psychological architecture was anchored in 1946 during the Babylon working rituals by Crowley, Parsons, and Hubbard. Not mind control, but emotional conditioning through repetition, archetypes, fear cycles, and symbolic association. The magician becomes one of the central archetypes in this framework. The magician does not create reality. The magician controls perception. One hand points upward, while the other hand performs the real action below the audience's line of sight. That symbolism appears repeatedly in modern culture. At events like the Met Gala, celebrity imagery often leans heavily into extraterrestrial aesthetics, hyper-symbolic costumes, and otherworldly presentation. Figures dressed as aliens dominate social feeds, while public discourse becomes saturated with UFO speculation. To some viewers, this resembles cultural theatre, the spectacle drawing attention upward, while deeper institutional conversations unfold elsewhere. Around the same period, widely circulated imagery of performers, magicians, illusionists, tarot symbolism, and political figures standing beside one another sparked intense online interpretation. Whether coincidence, branding, performance art, or deliberate symbolism, the emotional effect remains powerful because the magician archetype has always represented controlled attention. Then the framework circles back to children, disappearances, and hidden systems. The magician's greatest trick is making something disappear. This is where many observers begin drawing connections between modern disclosure culture and public awareness surrounding trafficking networks, exploitation scandals, intelligence-linked secrecy, and missing persons investigations. The claim is not that UFO hearings literally conceal one specific conspiracy. It is that mass attention can be directed toward emotionally overwhelming narratives in ways that reduce scrutiny elsewhere. Fear is one of the most effective tools ever discovered for redirecting collective focus. That is why some people become fascinated by moments when multiple narratives collide simultaneously. A virus outbreak on a ship, media saturation, celebrity symbolism, Epstein-related document releases, political optics involving illusionists or symbolic imagery, Disney cruise ship pedo rings, international jurisdiction. The convergence creates a feeling that reality itself is operating through layered metaphor. The Hebrew word hanta, interpreted by some online researchers as relating to deception or trickery, becomes folded into the symbolism as another linguistic echo. Then the symbolism expands into maritime language itself. Currency flows like currents in water. Banks control the money that flows like the riverbanks control the current. Assets become liquid. Debt becomes drowning. Accounts are frozen. Legal systems use nautical terminology everywhere. Docks and dockets. Citizen ships, spaceships and cruise ships. All vessels that use the maritime law language. Admiralty and maritime jurisdiction. To some researchers, this linguistic overlap suggests modern legal and financial systems evolved directly from frameworks governing trade, cargo and maritime transport. Beyond territorial waters, different jurisdictions apply. This becomes especially provocative when tied to conversations about private islands, mega yachts, offshore systems, trafficking allegations and cruise operations connected to wealthy elites who break laws of the land on the water, which have different laws. And a human being is processed as cargo through the ancient lens of Admiralty law. From the moment our water breaks and we navigate the birthing canal to be delivered into a berth by a dock, our existence is codified as a vessel on a global manifest, transforming our life force into liquid currency for the state's ledger, making it completely legal for the transport and selling of human vessels on international waters. Now, UFO disclosure intensifies culturally. Congressional hearings, declassified footage, military testimony, endless discussion about non-human craft. The media floods the public sphere with aerial mysteries while another reality unfolds below. Trafficking investigations, institutional abuse scandals, sealed court records, intelligence connections, missing persons databases, exploitation networks, and corruption allegations tied to powerful individuals. The emotional shape of the narratives begins to overlap. Hidden craft, hidden networks, classified information, retrieval operations, secret transport. And hovering beneath all of it is the uncomfortable fact that enormous numbers of children are reported missing each year in the United States, though many cases involve custody disputes, runaways, or quickly resolved reports. Still, the scale of missing person data remains emotionally staggering to the public whenever attention focuses on it. That is where some observers believe the true disclosure narrative exists. Not as contact with extraterrestrials, but as gradual public confrontation with hidden exploitation systems operating through wealth, influence, organized crime, corruption, and institutional protection. So when people say disclosure is coming, some hear a message about alien civilizations. Others hear something more psychological and far darker. They see humanity being trained to stare upward while systems below remain obscured. They see symbols repeating across politics, entertainment, media, intelligence culture, and public fear cycles. They see a civilization hypnotized by spectacle while searching for meaning in fragments. And perhaps the most unsettling possibility is not whether any single interpretation is true, but whether perception itself has become the battlefield. Because if the magician archetype means anything at all, it means attention is the most valuable currency on Earth. And whoever controls where humanity looks may ultimately control what humanity is allowed to see. The disclosure is not a greeting, it is a recovery of the missing children.
They're gonna be sorry they were ever born. Who? All of them.
The red sun rose this morning. Dark skies pronounce your warning. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Hold on, the floor is caving. Your walls turn into cages. Your refuge will be your demise. Dances with the devil. Your power isn't special. We don't fit on your canvas. We burn it all to ashes now. 'Cause we are the outlaws. Outlaws.
dancing with the devil. Be careful who you gunning for, cause when it settles, it's only pain and grief when you living lawless. We only chase it if the chase of profit's flawless. We keep our eyes on the weak, they know that they targets. Hunting for goodwill, we ain't looking for bargains. And you should say a prayer, ain't nobody praying for you. Cause if I want it, then it's mine, that's what I'm saying to you. If it's ain't hard as you better leave. You try and cross me, then you dead to me. Cause I'm in the business of making enemies. And there's a good chance that you may never leave. You feeling comfortable, you should never be.